Footnotes from the Life Application Study Bible. Why didn't Jesus send the disciples to the Gentiles or the Samaritans? A Gentile is anyone who is not a Jew. The Samaritans were a race that resulted from intermarriage between the Jews and Gentiles after the Assyrian captivity. Jesus asked his disciples to go only to the Jews because he came first to the Jews. God chose them to tell the rest of the world about him. Jesus wanted to train them for their later mission. Jewish disciples and apostles preached the gospel of the risen Christ all around the Roman Empire, and soon Gentiles were pouring into the church. The Bible clearly teaches that God's message of salvation is for all people, regardless of race, sex, or national origin. The Jews were waiting for the Messiah to usher in his kingdom. They hoped for a political and military kingdom that would free them from Roman rule and bring back the days of glory under David and Solomon. But Jesus was bringing about a spiritual kingdom. The gospel today is that this kingdom is still near. Jesus, the Messiah, has already begun his kingdom on earth in the hearts of his followers. One day, the kingdom will be fully realized. Then evil will be destroyed, and all people will live in peace with one another. What have we received from Jesus? We have a new life by his transforming power. We have a new family of believers. We have a new hope. Jesus gave the disciples a principle to guide their actions as they ministered to others. Freely you have received, freely give. Because God has showered us with all these blessings, we should generously offer to others our time, love, and possessions. Jesus told the disciples that they should be cared for by the people they helped. The disciples could expect food and shelter in return for the ministry they provided. Who ministers to you? Make sure you take care of the pastors, missionaries, and teachers who serve God by serving you. Give them prayer, financial support, practical help, and encouragement. Mark's account says to take a staff, and Matthew and Luke say not to. Jesus may have meant that they were not to take an extra pair of sandals, staff, and bag. They were to rely only on God's provision and help from people in any case. The principle was that they were to go out ready for duty and travel unencumbered by excess material goods. This also helped them avoid any appearance of greed or exploitation. Why did Jesus tell his disciples to shake the dust off their feet if a city or home didn't welcome them? When leaving Gentile cities, pious Jews would often shake the dust from their feet to show their separation from Gentile people and their practices. If the disciples shook the dust of a Jewish town from their feet, it would show their separation from Jews who had rejected their Messiah. This gesture would show the people that they had made a wrong choice, that the opportunity to choose Christ might not present itself again. Are you receptive to teaching from God? If you ignore the Spirit's prompting, you may not get another chance. The cities of Sodom and Gomorrah were destroyed by the fire from heaven because of their wickedness. They did not have Jesus' teaching or the disciples' warning. Those who reject the gospel when they hear it will be worse off than the wicked people of those destroyed cities who never heard the gospel at all.